I got diagnosed with ME and were told I'd never run 5K again. Fitting into that social norm of hybrid female athlete has been quite tough. With individual sport, you've got to be in your own head a lot. What defines a win or a loss? Sometimes social media can be a highlight reel of an athlete's kind of career, but I think sharing those challenges is super important. I got diagnosed with ME and were told I'd never run 5K again, let alone play professional sport, and that was at the age of 22. So I had sepsis, which was supposed to cut my football career essentially short. To come back from that was really tough, and I actually came back with a vengeance and signed with a pro club a year later. That was obviously a big goal of mine as a youngster, was to be able to play at the highest level, which I did do, and I got to that point. There wasn't a lot of money in the women's game back when I was playing, so I had to kind of make a decision and weigh up, do I go down building a business route in the fitness industry, or do I go and play football but have a side hustle or a job? Leaving football was a huge thing for me. I felt like a massive part of my identity went with it, and trying to kind of regain that identity was a really, really tough challenge. Moving into Spartan racing, I became UK champion in Spartan and attended 2 World Championship events, which was huge for me as well. And then obviously more recently inside of High Rocks, being inside of the Elite 15 category and managing to maintain that for a season with my times last year was huge. Becoming pro age group world title holder last season as well was a massive achievement too. Fitting into that social norm of hybrid female athlete has been quite tough, and also moving in from team to individual sport has been a real challenge. It was that thing of like moving from a place of having my identity attached to football, and now my identity all of a sudden is attached to High Rocks. So as a coach, I was doing really well, but it was kind of like holding back my ability to pursue my athletic kind of goals inside of High Rocks. There's certain things I pulled away from, such as actually working as a master trainer for High Rocks specifically, and I made some kind of like sacrifices there to allow me to pursue my athletic career. So the balance between coach and athlete has always been a little bit of a struggle. Moving into an individual sport that's kind of like ranking based, like a competitive race, you might come 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th or 6th. What defines a win or a loss? It's time-based, positional based. There's lots of moving parts to High Rocks as a sport, whereas with football it was just you win a game or you lose a game, and then you've got another one in a few days time or a week's time to kind of come back from it mentally if you did lose the game. Whereas with High Rocks there's going to be weeks between events. With individual sport, you've got to be in your own head a lot and work through why it didn't go well, or how am I going to come back from this, and all those questions you've kind of definitely got to create a lot of resilience around for yourself and not expect other people to help you. It can make you realize that there's a lot more to you than just your sport. Why are you showing up in that gym environment every day? What is it bringing you apart from the trophies and the medals and the exposure and all of those other great things that sport brings you, and show up and show yourself exactly what your body and your mind are capable of when they're aligned. So I think it's really about going right back to your grassroots and realizing why you first started in the first place. Strength means to me being able to continually show up in adversity, continue to show up for yourself, and to allow yourself to detach from outside expectations. Strength for me is actually being able to drop the ability to compare, and the want and the need for validation from others, and to actually show up the best version of you for yourself and no one else. Mirafit, find your strength.